And lo, the pontiff did speaketh, and he did say, God is never on the side of those who once wielded the sword and today drop bombs. And the Vice President, James Donald Vance, did hear this, and he did say, woe, 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 shouldn't you doeth better on theology? And so the Pope did look upon him with the weary patience of a man who has read the New Testament at least once. And once the number 3, being the third number, be reached, then lobbeth thy holy hand grenade of Antioch towards thy foe, who being naughty in my sight, shall snuff it. I'm kidding with the Monty Python reference there, but barely. Because this feud between the U.S. executive branch and God's Catholic pontiff branch has gotten downright silly. And Trump and Vance are looking dumber and dumber as this continues. And Americans, we can see it. Because this week, a Newsweek YouGov poll dropped that tells you exactly what we all think. 48% agree more with Pope Leo than Trump or Vance. 28% agree with Trump and Vance. There's 24% of you that aren't sure, and I don't blame you if you want to stay out of that. But among independents, 50% side with the Pope and only 15% with the president and vice president. 35-point spread with the voters who will decide the midterms. This poll, it surveyed 1,707 adults from April 17th to the 20th. That is a significant sample size. And look, if you don't remember how we got here, quick recap, Pope Leo, formerly Robert Prevost, a cardinal from Chicago, first American pope, has been consistently calling for peace throughout the Iran war. He told pilgrims in St. Peter's Square that humanity cries out and pleads for peace. He called on both Iran and Israel to reject vengeance. It's pretty standard stuff for a pope. You know, promote peace. It's kind of the main deal for a pope. Yet, Donald Trump, in typical Trump fashion, went on Truth Social, which I cannot believe that the person who runs the free world expresses his private thoughts for some reason on his own objectively crappy social media page, was this. Will someone please tell Pope Leo that Iran has killed at least 42,000 innocent, completely unarmed protesters in the last 2 months, and that for Iran to have a nuclear bomb is absolutely unacceptable. Thank you for your attention to this matter. America is back, in all caps. Will someone please tell the Pope? Will someone please inform His Holiness? Dear Vatican, kindly forward this to the Pope. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I can't believe that's how the President of the United States communicates. It's like he's leaving a voicemail for a customer service line. Representative? Representative. Oh, well, yeah, my lift shoes aren't tall enough. Please send new ones. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Your dear friend, your best and greatest President, Donald Trump. Then, of course, Donald Trump does that. Vance, he's not far behind. At a University of Georgia Q&A, he tried to argue theology with the Pope. I mean, how can you say that God is never on the side of those who wield the sword, was his argument. Was God on the side of the Americans who liberated France from the Germans? Was God on the side of the Americans who liberated the camps? Well, JD, my guy, I need you to hear me out here. And look, I'm glad that you found faith, but you are a Catholic convert, and the Pope is the Pope. He's the guy you signed up to take direction from when you did that whole conversion thing. You don't get to whip out WW2 to justify a bombing campaign against Iran in an unrelated war that the Pope called morally questionable. That is, to use what I imagine is an official theological term, embarrassing. And look, Catholic theologians all over the place, they've been lining up to politely but firmly explain that war is a matter of morality, which is the kind of thing you might have picked up during your confirmation class, JD. But then the polls dropped, and the Pope is clearly winning in this battle, and Catholic voters are a crucial swing demographic. The Pope winning with independents 50-15. So suddenly, and I do mean suddenly, JD Vance decides he wants to be friends with Pope Leo again. And there's reporting this week that says Vance is now extending an olive branch to the Pope, an olive branch to the guy he just tried to Jesus-splain at a college Q&A. This isn't a moral about face for Vance, no. This is about seeing a 35-point gap in a poll and the political math starts running. So JD says, you know what? Maybe I should unfight with the Pope. The Pope didn't have to budge. The poll was moving, so JD moved with it. And look, JD Vance himself, he's polling pretty poorly. His standalone numbers, they're not strong. Shocker, right? Turns out picking a fight with the moral authority for 1.3 billion people worldwide is bad for your brand. And if you did not hear about this story enough, please do me a favor. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think about Donald Trump and Vance's war with the Pope. Because these guys, they're not Christians. And the algorithm, they don't want you to hear about this. We count on you to interact with videos like this.